I recorded this entire thing, recorded this video already, and my camera was in the way, the top left up here. So I'm gonna redo it, and I'm gonna redo it in a better way. Hopefully it explains a little better. And yeah, I already got a practice take. So this is how to upper lower. It's gonna be a video that walks you through how to train each muscle in your upper, how to train each muscle in your lower, how many sets you need to do, reps, how you should be training, and what your upper lower split can kind of look like. So split is obviously upper lower. Now to get into the absolute basics, you want to be training in the 4 to 8 rep range. If you go below that, it's not the end of the world. If you go above that, not the end of the world. Do you need to do another set? If you go below or above, no. If you're getting if you're getting 1 rep and it's really bad form, probably do another set. 2 or 3 reps, really bad form, probably do another set. Again, form is still a priority. This doesn't mean go and ego lift in the 4 to 8 rep range. If you got 9 reps and you're not training very hard, probably do another set and train a little harder. Same thing, if you get 7 reps, if you're doing 7 reps, just because you did 7 reps doesn't mean it's a magical number for your muscles to grow. You need to be, again, training hard. Everyone can train a little harder. It's quite obvious when I see a lot of people, you can train harder. I'm not talking about getting involved with the 0 to 1 rep range, muscular failure, mechanical failure. Just train harder. Train to where you feel you are pushing really, really hard. That could be getting that one last little rep. That could be, just pushing it up barely more, and then you feel like you might be able to get one more, but maybe not. You stop there. Train hard. Push yourself hard. That's how you're going to grow. Lastly, progressive overload. Now, you might be asking, what is progressive overload? What does that look like? How do I know when I'm progressively overloading? It's very, very simple. Progressive overload is an increase in weight and/or reps. So it's not an increase in one or the other. It is increasing in weight and/or reps. It's me saying if I did an exercise for 100 pounds for 5 reps, progressive overload would be 110 pounds for 5 reps, or 100 pounds for 6 reps. And that's the simplest way to think about it. Doing more weight, more reps, and then once you get up to that 8 rep range, increase the weight. I always want to be increasing weight and staying at a similar rep range where I feel comfortable, and that is how you progressive overload. I think that is probably the most important thing of progressing in the gym. No matter what split you do, that is the most important thing. Chest, very simple. You can go 2 to 3 sets, and your 2 or 3 sets can look a variety of different ways. So this could be 1 set of a incline Smith and 1 set of a pec deck. When I say you can do it kind of however you want, you can do 2 sets of a pec deck, 2 sets of an incline Smith. You could do 2 sets of an incline Smith, 1 set of a pec deck. You could do 3 sets of a cable fly. As long as you are effectively hitting all of your chest, you're good. When you are doing an incline movement, do not have the bar above this middle line of your chest. You'll be incorporating too much front delt, and you will not be hitting the middle and lower parts of your chest the way that you should be. Try to keep the bar neutral or below your pecs. When you're doing a pressing movement, if you have the choice between going from a wide grip to a neutral grip, go to a neutral grip. That is the easiest way to think about it. Chest, very simple. You can pretty much program it however you want. Do what you enjoy. That is the most important thing. Do what you enjoy so you can look forward to going to the gym every time you go. Now this is back. Back is probably the most complicated, but it's pretty simple when you think about it. We're going to break down the back into our lats and our upper back. Each of these need 2 sets. So your upper back is broken into your rear delts and your traps. So to train your upper back, you have options. You could do 2 sets of rear delts and 2 sets of traps, or you can just do 2 sets of an exercise that incorporates both. An example of doing them individually would be doing 2 sets of a Kelso shrug or any shrug, and rear delts would be 2 sets of doing a rear delt fly. Example of it doing them together would be doing 2 sets of something like a T-bar row, or anything where your elbows are on a transverse plane, meaning it is on a plane. If you drew a flat area around you like this and you rode that way, you're hitting your rear delts. Rear delts are when you're pulling, traps are when you're contracting in the back, for the most part. Yes, they're both trained in both ways. That's how I like to think about it, though. That is simple. For your lats, you can get experimental with this as well. I personally like to go out, something out from the side to bias the upper lat, and then a sagittal plane, which is, think about a diagonal plane like this, and I'm just pulling down here. I like to break it down to that, so that I'm biasing also the lower lat. That is the easiest way to think about it. You can also do 2 sets of a frontal pull, great. If one day you want to do 2 wide and then 2 sagittal the next day, or the next upper day, great. Do what you want to do, stick to it, progressively overload it, train it hard, do what you like, and you'll be good. And next up we have, call it triceps. Do triceps. Triceps are easy. Easiest way to think about it, long head, short head. Yes, there's 3, but I'm going to say the easiest way to think about it is long head, short head. Long head, anything where your elbows are down by your side and you're pressing down. A JM press is not biasing your long head, because we are, yes, our elbows are down by our side, but we are pressing out. It's not biasing your long head. Yes, it's working your long head, not biasing it. Short head, that's when you get JM press is very good for that. Overhead extension, things along those lines. You can kind of think of the weight that your arm is at an angle. That's an easy way to think about it. Long head, if I'm like this and I have a V bar, easy bar, straight bar, or if I'm doing single arm, it's all the same. If my arm's like this, my hands are like this, if my hands are at an angle, doesn't matter. I'm pushing down, my elbows by my side, I'm pretty much good. You're hitting the long head. Short head, overhead, JM press, skull crusher, we'll all work it. I would say you want 3 sets of your triceps. Here, yes, you can do 2 sets. You can do 1 set of long head, 1 set of short head. I normally do 3 sets. I would do one day, I would do 2 sets of long head and 1 set of short head, and then flip it on the other day. You can experiment with this. You can do 2 sets of long head and 2 sets of short head. You can do 1 and 1. You can do 2 and 1 and flip them. Completely up to you. You do what you want. Get 2 to 3 sets every time you work out. Okay, now we're gonna go on to something extremely difficult. Biceps. Curl something. Do a curl. Move your arms like this. Pretty much anything will work. You can do a standing cable curl, standing dumbbell curl. Sure. If you really want to do that, go for it. The best that I find, preacher curl or a seated curl, stable movements, work my biceps well. Train these 2 sets. Don't really need to go more than that. I mean, you can do 1 set if it's a strong suit. Don't recommend it. I think 2 sets is kind of perfect. That's all I do. I do 2 sets, and sometimes I train them 1 set. It depends. And they are by far my strong suit. Okay, so I know we didn't do shoulders or abs, and that's because that is going to start us on our lower day. So for lower, we'll start with quads, because that makes the most sense. 3 sets here. Yeah, you can do 2 sets, so I can write 2 to 3. Mostly every time you want a compound and an extension. Yes, you can do 3 sets of an extension. Yes, you can do 2 sets of an extension. Yes, you can do 2 sets of a compound. Yes, you can do 3 sets of a compound. I like to mix and match them up. So I'm doing 2 sets of a pressing movement, hack squat, leg press, squat. You can even do Bulgarian split squat. And then 1 set of a extension. These can be flip-flopped. You can do 2 sets of an extension, 1 set of a press. Whatever you find is most preferable, do it. You can do 2 sets of a press on one lower day, and then 2 sets of extension on your next lower day, and have an easier and harder lower day. You do what you find is best. This is just the basics of what you need. Same goes for hamstrings. So what I just said for quads applies here. Compounds are obviously different. Compounds for this are going to be Romanian deadlift, stiff leg deadlift. Those are going to be the best. Stiff leg deadlift over Romanian deadlift. And then do a hamstring curl of some sort, lying, seated, whatever you prefer. Do a raise. That's all you can do. Calf raise. Train it hard. 2 to 3 sets. Completely up to you. However you want to program it. I mostly try to stick to the lower end, and then if your body's adapting well, you can do more sets. I wouldn't go in and do 3 sets on everything, and you're like, holy shit, my whole body's dead, I can't move. Do 2 to 3 sets. Start with 2. If you can do more, try to incorporate more in your weaker muscle groups, and then move on from there. For abs, do a crunch. That's pretty much all you have to do. We're not doing 50 V-ups, we're not doing 50 sit-ups. Do a crunch that you can overload. Do a crunch that's hard, between 4 to 8 rep range. Do something that you can progress on. There's a ab crunch that I do in all of my videos that I can progress on. It's a heavy machine, trains hard. I would do 2 to 3, shocker, just like all the other stuff. So rear delts, we're good. We trained those already on our back day, our upper day. We did a little bit of front delt, hopefully, on our upper day, hopefully. Now for shoulders, on our lower day, we want to do some sort of press and some sort of raise. Yes, you can do, so this is going to be 2 to 3, per usual. You can do 2 raises if you really want to. You can do 2 presses if you really want to. When pressing, the further your elbows are in front of your body, the more front delt you're going to be hitting. The more your elbows are in line with your body, the more side delt you're going to be hitting. Keep that in mind when pressing. I typically like to stick to 2 presses and 1 raise. Now we're going to show an example of what this can look like. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know the week starts on Sunday. This is just how I pictured it. Sorry. Because I normally start it on a Monday. So what this can look like is a bunch of different things. We can go upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, which is most common. You can also go upper, lower, rest, and repeat. You can go upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, upper, rest. That's what I currently do. You kind of experimented with a bunch of different ways. Train as frequently as you can. It's not hindering you from progressively overloading and progressing on each lift. That comes down to personal preference. All right, now that we've covered that, that is all I have to say. You stuck to the end. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, let me know. It's what I aim to do. I aim to help as many people as I can with this information. By no means am I a personal trainer. By no means do I know as much as a lot of other people on TikTok. I'm just providing what I think is the most basic things that I think would have helped me if I was just getting into upper lower splits like that. I've trained full body, I've trained the Arnold split, push-pull legs, I've trained any variation of a lot of different stuff. I've tried it out, I know how to program it. If you want me to make videos on that, I can do that as well. But for now, this is the upper lower day, and yeah.